Barbra Streisand's career has been a fruitful one, for which she has received lots of honors, a true definition of a star. A natural-born leader who did things her way from the very start. Barbra Streisand, to this day, has that je ne sais quoi that commands people's attention, always on her. Born and bred in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in a very Jewish household, Barbra knew that her future would be in show business early on. She would go to theater school and eventually started singing in local Manhattan nightclubs and cabaret after graduation. She started paving her way in the New York theater crowd and eventually stole the show in her Broadway debut, playing a small comedic role in I Can Get It For You Wholesale in 1962 at the age of 20. She appeared on TV shows simultaneously. This was her ticket to instant stardom because it was followed immediately with a record deal to produce music albums. The Barbra Streisand album was her first in '63, which won Grammys for Best Album of the Year, Best Female Vocal Performance, and Best Album Cover. That same year, she released her second Barbra Streisand album. Barbra, now the best female singer and most exciting newcomer to show business, took it upon herself to star on Broadway. In '64, she starred as Fanny Brice in Funny Girl. This show catapulted Streisand as a force to be reckoned with, not only in the studio but also on stage. She spent the following years touring the musical and headlining her own solo television shows like My Name is Barbra and Color Me Barbra. And when the Funny Girl play was getting cast for a feature film, Hollywood wanted nothing to do with Streisand, who was an unknown to the film crowd, as well as being very outspoken and unapologetically Jewish. Even the Paramount CEO went as far as stating, "Who wants to hear this Jewish girl singing?" And refusing to fix her nose, name, and Brooklyn accent, Barbra stood out like a sore thumb, but in the best possible way because she was aware of her unconventional image. But after finally getting cast as the lead in the film version of Funny Girl, Streisand took this opportunity to show to everyone that she was a leader and not just a performer. And the people she worked with on the set of Funny Girl said that she was rude, outspoken, and just difficult. But it's quite hard to believe these claims because she was merely setting boundaries, pushing for creative control, and demanding respect. Funny Girl was an instant media sensation once it was released in 1968. The combination of Omar Sharif, an Egyptian, and Streisand, a Jew, made headlines. And the sheer quality of the film made it the second highest grossing film of the year, following Kubrick's 2001 Space Odyssey. When the 1969 Oscars came around, Barbra won the Best Actress Oscar for Funny Girl. In all of Oscar history, this win was a tie between Barbra and Katharine Hepburn for Lion in Winter. Katharine, in her typical fashion, did not attend, but Barbra stumbled up the stage in a semi-see-through pantsuit and delivered the most famous opening to an Oscar speech.
Oh. Hello, gorgeous.
Fun fact, she had to choose between two Oscar outfits, the one she wore and another more demure one. She chose the scandalous one and decided to save the demure one for the next time she won an Oscar. Her predictions were right, because she did win a second Oscar, but not for Best Actress, and rather Best Original Song for the song called Evergreen from the soundtrack of A Star Is Born. Entering the 70s, Barbra became a superstar and a spokesperson of women's rights and civil rights. She starred in movies like Hello Dolly, On a Clear Day You Can See Forever, Up the Sandbox, The Way We Were, and of course A Star Is Born throughout the 70s. She was the voice of the generation and gladly took on the role of singer, songwriter, actor, producer, and director. She conquered the world of entertainment and launched the production company called First Artists alongside Paul Newman and Sidney Poitier, much like Mary Pickford, who launched United Artists. In 1983, Streisand directed, produced, co-wrote, and starred in the romantic musical drama titled Yentl. This movie won many awards, including an Oscar for Best Adaptation Score. On top of that, Barbara became the first woman to receive a Golden Globe for Best Director for a film. Barbara persisted in leading more productions like The Prince of Tides and The Mirror Has Two Faces. She continued releasing albums and starring in movies, and to this day this woman works on great projects. There was nothing that Barbara could not do, but that doesn't mean that there were no vultures out there trying to take her down. Basically, men in the industry who saw her as a threat did not like that she was succeeding in the male-dominated realm. She said, "A man is commanding, a woman is demanding. A man is forceful, a woman is pushy. He's persevering, and she's relentless. He sticks to his guns, and she's stubborn. If a man wants to get it right, he's looked up to and respected. If a woman wants to get it right, she's difficult and impossible." Barbra Streisand to this day remains a superstar loved by many. Her multi-talent, relentless attitude, mixed with a warm, inviting personality, attracts everybody. She proves that women can be anything and everything all at once, and there can only be one Barbra Streisand.
Now we can do Evergreen, okay? How many people have used that at weddings? Yeah? That's good. Love, soft as an easy chair. Love, fresh as the morning.